Boys has been ridiculous this season 3 is the best season of all the seasons.
Yeah.
And and we got to what they were telling us in advance is a notorious episode of the show called Hero Gasm, based on in the comics some as basically a big ass orgy that was in the comics. But Lottie, uh, was it all just tits and ass? Is that all we watched? Uh, and I'll say a resounding no. To be honest,
No.
the tits and ass weren't even that. It wasn't even that out of the way. I mean, it was funny.
No.
The shit was funny, but it was. I didn't feel like it was all that out of the way. To be honest, though more. I mean, a lot of awesome shit happened in this episode, as far as I can tell. So, non-spoiler, we're gonna give our impression of that. So, Lottie, how do you feel about Hero Gasm? Did it satisfy you the way you were expecting? Did you feel like it pushed all your buttons? I'm trying to think of other euphemisms here related to Hero Gasm.
This is this is probably the one of the most uh action pack, like actual, like truly action pack episodes in the boys, because a lot happened. I mean, they put a lot in this 1 hour episode. Like a lot happened. Like there's so many different storylines with, of course, because we all know from the last episode, Huey and Starlight, and of course,
Got Soldier Boy, yeah.
Soldier Boy, and of course, Frenchie, and uh, what's her name? What's her name again?
Kamiko.
Monica, Kimiko. Yeah, there's a lot that happened in this episode, and I mean, so much. I was just sitting there going like, almost in a good way, trying. My brain was trying to comprehend everything on the screen because I'm like, God, you're just giving me so much.
Yep.
And then, of course, when you think the episode's over, you're like, wait, no, they're actually going to do this at the end? Oh, Jesus.
Yep.
Great episode. Great, absolute great episode. The best thing superhero TV and movie, in my opinion, right now.
I mean, I think the episode was great, but again, they advertised. They said, "Come for, literally, come for the hedonistic sexual escapades of superheroes, and stay for the awesome action and drama that's going on." We got to. I mean, some major shit happened. Some funny stuff happened. Like I loved the whole Huey and Soldier Boy just sort of having a talk, and you know how people are like, oh man, Captain America, he's such a cool dude because even though he grew up in the racist ass 40s, he's not a racist ass misogynistic. He's a good guy, right? And this
Yeah.
is like what would Captain America actually be if he grew up in the 20s, you know?
Yeah.
And he's like, we don't have any more of that chopped sake sauce. And I was like, no, we don't do that anymore. And he was talking about Cosby, how it's like Cosby is America's dad, stuff like that. You just like, this guy, he's like, remember he was saying, oh, that's the Bluetooth. You're just making those words up, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Just things like that sort of tell you who he is as a character, and that he's supremely confident in himself, and he's going about to get his revenge and everything. All that's very interesting, but at the same time, you're sort of seeing Huey and Butcher compromise because they've decided that you can't fight fair. We got to fight the way they fight in order to win. And so
Yep.
they are, and of course, they're getting, sort of addicted, if you will, to this V, that allows them to be soups temporarily also. And you have I love, what I'm telling you, that scene between Victoria Newman and Starlight was like fire. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
just to where you sort of see Starlight's just like, you know what, fuck all this. Like she's like, I'm done being afraid of this shit, right?
Yeah.
And that leads up to something very important at the very end of the episode. But just seeing Starlight being like, nah, I'm coming to realize Starlight's the true hero of this show. Like
Yes.
I sort of was saying that in the previous season, but I thought Huey might be rising to the occasion. No, Starlight's the hero.
No. Yeah.
She's the moral center of this show, and everyone else is sort of doing bad elsewhere. You know, I liked Frenchie and Kamiko in their, kind of figuring out their situation, relative to little Nina, and how cool that was. And and also getting to see Mother's Milk. Like everyone, and that's one of the strengths of this show is everybody's sort of getting their chance. No one is just like front and center all the time. That's their important thing. So we see Mother's Milk hit the way he's sort of trying to come to terms with his trauma and his mad that he's got against Soldier Boy. We see Anthony Starr being an absolute boss in this. Dude is going ham. You know,
Yep.
he had that little mirror scene and everything that where you're just seeing like, if we always wondering what is going on in this man's head, we got to see it and it is frightening, right? Shit is scary.
Yeah.
Like you thought the dude was scary, just like sort of, is he gonna kill people or not? And you realize, how precarious his hold on his humanity is. It's so tenuous that people don't even realize how tenuous it is. And then of course there's a gigantic fight scene at the end. Like this episode had fucking everything. It had everything, and it's the best episode of the season. And I don't know where do you go from here. Like they're gonna get better, obviously. I'm like, you guys have just basically, you've upped the stakes. You made something awesome happen in the episode. You moved people's stories forward. You made me feel shit for people. This episode was just excellent. It's all around excellent. There's some people that don't like this show, and like, I'm sorry for you, because this shit is like, this is hidden. It's hidden. It's just hidden. And I hate to say it because I love Miss Marvel, but this show is better than Miss Marvel. It's for me. You know what I'm saying? And
That's a great show.
and that's no strike against Miss Marvel. That's just how good The Boys is. So we can't say much more without spoiling. So we're gonna do spoilers right now, and strap in, guys, because there's a lot going on in this. So if you haven't seen the episode, go watch and then come back to this moment, and we'll talk about spoilers now. Ladi, I know you got some burning a hole in the back of your mind. So what's give me some of your spoiler takes on this episode.
So first, I'm gonna just go. This is not my big spoiler, but it makes sense that Homelander has multiple personality disorder. It makes absolute fucking sense. I was like, yeah, I see it. Yeah. So,
What's
like
scary
you
about
said,
it? What's scary about it is his other self.
it's worse.
Well, his self that he doesn't let the world see is inhuman. And
Yeah.
by inhuman, I mean he literally is just like, you got to cut that humanity out of you. I'm like, please don't cut that humanity out of you, because that's the only thing keeping you from burning this motherfucker down. Like, oh my god, that was horrible. Like when I say I don't like to feel sorry for this dude, but like, fuck, that was horrifying. Like that.
Yeah.
That's the worst. So, yeah, that was pretty big deal. What's another one?
So, okay. I do want to talk about the funny scenes of Mother's Milk and the orgy. And he's like, "This is my favorite fucking jacket." Yeah.
And then he gets like, I think I tweeted like, Mother's Milk got covered in Father's Milk.
And then the guy was like, "Oh yeah, you took it good, Big Daddy," and I was just like, "Holy shit!"
That poor guy, like and he basically got, he took his shot at the dude to try to like get over his trauma, and it just was nothing. He's just like,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever. And just Butcher was like, just don't kill him. He's not the one. And they sort of had to take him out. That was unfortunate. I know that's going to be repercussions later on for how Butcher. I mean, I think he may have burned that bridge, honestly, with Marvin. um, I I like Huey. His whole thing is there's so much there. Just you think he's one of the good guys. You know what Huey is in this, and I hate to say this because I like his character. He's one of these so-called nice guys. You know that the nice guys that he seems like says and does all the right things, and that that the girls will like him or whatever because he's a nice guy, and then he complains that they don't want to date him or something like. He's one of those guys,
Yeah.
and he just he's been feeling inferior this whole time and has been lying to Starlight about it. And now it's sort of bubbling to the surface now that he's got some kind of power. He tells her he wants to protect. How do you tell Starlight, I want to protect you. I need to protect you. She don't need you to protect her. Like, why is that your goal? And it's because it's a self-serving thing for him. It's to serve his own ego. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that fight that they had was like, I felt like, you're watching the golden couple, and they're done. They're done with because of his ego, and because he can't set that aside. And I understand, but that's we talk about toxic masculinity, and you don't think Huey's that guy, right? But he is. Now that if you
Yeah.
really think about it, he is that guy. He's just
Yeah.
a
He is.
softer version of it, and I like that they're showing that off. They're showing that Huey needs to fix his own shit because he has problems with himself that he hasn't resolved. So much so that he couldn't even take the apology, the sincere apology that A Train gave him.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about that. Like, it kind of pissed me off when he punched A Train in the face. I was just like, Huey, there's something wrong with you. You
I
know what I
mean,
mean?
I,
Because
I
I
mean,
was
I feel
like,
that an apology, even if it's sincere, doesn't make you not be mad and want to lash out. But I thought I was like, whoa, A Train is actually being real right here. And I think that his conversation with Ashley is what kind of snapped him out of that. Because you're like, I want justice. She was like, I don't give a fuck what you want because you killed people and we had to cover it up. And you didn't give a damn about it until it hurt you. And I was like, there's so many people that are watching this show that are going to miss the fact that they're talking to them, that this show is talking to them, right?
yeah,
That things aren't real until they happen to you, right?
yeah,
There's a obviously we're not going to talk about politics, but there's a big thing that just happened over the weekend that won't be real to a bunch of people who are for it until it affects them. Racism isn't a real thing until it affects you, you know,
yeah,
or sexism or any of this stuff. You could people will be against. They'll be like against woke stuff or anti Black Lives Matter or anti trans, gay, whatever. But until somebody they know, still it's real. It's not real until it's them, and that's what I'm saying. Like A Train is the poster child of being a soup is great until his brother's paralyzed, and now it's
yeah,
not cool. And I just kind of love that the fact that this show is straight up. Sometimes it kicks you in the fucking teeth with messages, and sometimes it's a little more subtle. But that's as subtle as they get right there. And fuck, they made me cheer for him. How dare they make me cheer for A Train? He's a piece of shit. 1 or 2 episodes ago, that gets a good dude killed, and now he fucks up this, Blue Lives Matter piece of shit, abusive, racist ass cop superhero, and fucks him
yeah,
up good. And I love the fact that he literally dragged dude. You know how people like,
yeah.
I'm gonna drag your ass in the comments. That he litterally just dragged his ass.
Right, yeah, he killed him, and Unfortunately, I think that's the end
of A Train.
of A Train. I think that's the
He better hope because Homelander's gonna stomp him into the fucking ground. But Homelander's got other problems, doesn't he? We got to talk about
yeah
this fight. We got to talk about this damn
yeah.
fight. You know, notice everyone in all of this spoiler stuff, we are not talking about the orgy shit because that's I'm not kidding. That was the least interesting thing about this whole episode. The orgy. Who gives a damn about that? I want to see Homelander. After Soldier Boy blew his wad, literally, trying to kill the twins. But then you get Soldier Boy versus Homelander, and man, that was great. But it's clear Homelander superior, right? And then
Yeah.
you get Butcher and Huey in, and I was like, I know y'all aren't actually gonna win the day here, but just the fact that they gave that motherfucker everything he wanted, and then they gave, they used to say they gave him a 10-piece and 5 biscuits, like that. My boy, they gave he had a mark on it, and I'm like, ooh, y'all should have killed
Yeah, he
him.
got a black eye.
This
Yeah, he got a
motherfucker.
black
Oh
eye.
my god! I was just, man, what a great fight, Ladi. I'm just saying, like, what do you? Come on, co-sign with me on this.
Yes. See, me, I'm watching the episode and I'm like, okay, I think it's about to be over after this. Then I see Homelander land. I'm like, no. I look at the top. No. No. Oh, shit.
Yep.
I got up out of my couch. I was like, we about to see this shit. Oh, boy. That was an amazing fight. One thing I am happy, Huey got his few licks on Homelander. They all like double teamed, triple teamed Homelander. And bro, this is a show that, like I tell people all the time, Homelander is a psychopath. But at the same time, he's unstable and crazy. Soldier Boy is a piece of shit. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
There's a difference between a psychopath and a piece of shit. A psychopath will kill everybody because they're just a psychopath. His hands are rated E for everybody. They're not racist. They're not sexist.
Even
He
though,
will beat down.
even though I will say that Homelander is clearly racist. The thing is,
Oh yeah,
that that dumb motherfucker that Marvin's ex-wife got married to. He thinks that Homelander is racist in his favor, and he doesn't realize that Homelander doesn't even. He said the mud. His reflection said the mud people.
yeah.
Which
Homelander is not racist to color. He's
yeah.
racist to human beings.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I want to just make it clear that if you've never heard racist talk, the way they speak about people, these are what we're going to say, white supremacists, the way they talk about non-white people, they call non-white people mud people, right? Like, I don't know if you've ever heard people, but that's what they say. And when he said mud people, Homelander's not talking about white people. He is talking about not superhero, not soups.
Yeah.
Humans who are not soups are not real people to him. They're not humans. And so, he is definitely racist. It's just not against who, you traditionally think of as racism. Whereas Soldier Boy is racist against people who you would traditionally consider to be racist. But you're right, like, he's a piece of crap, but he also isn't a god. Soldier Boy can be killed, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god, that fucking fight.
Yeah, that joke was amazing.
And then they ended it with him flying away, and then just being like, and I'm like, oh, it's about to go down. It's hell to pay. That man is not. He is not. He got an actual, mark on himself, and it's going down. So, woo! I'm already. It's like I'm feeling the pressure, and I ain't even in the show. So yeah, no, this episode was great. I can't wait to see the follow up. We only got 2 more episodes. Can you believe that? It's only 8 episodes this season. We only have
What?
Yep, we only have 2 episodes left in the season.
Why so short?
I'm gonna say COVID. Let's just call it COVID and let that be it.
Yeah.
But in 2 episodes we're gonna resolve this issue. I predict that Soldier Boy is going to depower Homelander, at least temporarily, because it's clear that the depowering is temporary. And I also think that my speculation is they're going to depower him, but it's going to be for longer term than just like, whatever. To kind of to either humble him or take him off the board, but then they're going to have to deal with Soldier Boy. So we're going to see. I'm looking forward to it. So anyway, what did you guys think about this episode, and what did you guys think about what we had to say about it? Get down to the comment section. Let us know what you're thinking. And, of course, you can always hit us up, supernotfunnyshow@gmail.com or at supernotfunnys1 on Twitter. And while you're down there, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and join the Super Not Funny Show family. Help us grow this channel. All right, all you Fabricants and Fleshbags, thanks once again for joining us. Come back next week. We're going to be reviewing the next episode of The Boys. Until then, I've been Mo They Prepay, your resident fabricant and comic extraordinaire on all things pop culture, joined by the anime expert, video game designer, and lover of all things superhero, my good friend Ladi. And we'll see you guys on the other side of the thread. Peace.
Peace.